Hello everybody, here is Country Music News International from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Christian Lamitschka, and today on the show we present you
Mr. Brandon Bing.
Folks, if you have the same problem like me, never heard about him before, I can tell you the biggest mistake. What happens? Because this man picked up the best musicians in town for his new CD released 2 days ago, and when I'm coming up with who is playing there, you will be jealous. Everybody there outside, and because these folk don't play for nuts, they are playing just for quality, and his new song goes about.
It's called The Florida Man.
And what's the story behind it?
So basically, I grew up in Florida pretty much my whole life, and I wanted to make a project that was going to defy all of the characteristics of what Florida is known for. I think we got a really good state, and we have a really good community of people, especially in country music. And growing up, being in a rural kind of environment, there's a lot of experiences that I've had, so it was my opportunity to kind of paint that picture for everybody.
By the way, tell us a little bit about how it was to pick up these great musicians for your project.
It was an honor. It was an honor and a privilege. It was some of it was kind of last minute, and I think things happen for a reason. So I was in the process of buying a house up here outside of Germantown, after the CMA Fest last year, and I had a few producers reach out, and then towards the end I wound up getting a message on social media from Kenny Royster at Direct Image Studio in Nashville, and we had a couple phone calls, and everything just, our chemistry just, it was, when you get that feeling when you have somebody on the phone and it just flows. So we set up a face-to-face meeting, and make a long story short, we wound up cutting my first record. He reached out to these musicians and brought in just an all-star cast, and I was just real honored to work with them. I had Kenny Chesney's lead guitarist John Conley played on it. I had John Willis. I had Mike Rojas, Nick Buda, who did a lot of drum parts for Florida Georgia Line, Taylor Swift, Luke Holmes. He played on it. Also, I had Dave Francis. Perry Coleman did a lot of the background vocals. He did stuff for people like Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton. And then, of course, when I was in the studio during the tracking session, I got a nice, pleasant surprise, because the day before I'd gone into the studio, I was at the CMAs for the 53rd CMAs this past year, and it was kind of built around, women. And it was such an honor that Janae Fleener, she's Blake Shelton's fiddle player. She had just won, first woman to win Musician of the Year, 53 years of the CMAs, and to have her 4 days later come into the studio and play fiddle fills on my record was just absolutely amazing. So it was cool.
Awesome. Well, he answered probably 99% of my questions I like to ask him. So, folks, I have to find some new questions.
Yeah, hit me with them.
By the way, which quick question is, where can fans find more information about you?
Sure. My website's brandonbingmusic.com. You can find me on Facebook, also Instagram. My handle on there is Brandon Bing Music, and also on Twitter it's The Hoss Music. I'm on LinkedIn under Brandon Bing. YouTube, I have a YouTube channel under Brandon Bing Music, aka Big Hoss. And I also have some information on my whiskey. It's on Stockyard Whiskey. It's called Stockyard Whiskey on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Wow, that's a lot. By the way, what makes Nashville special to you?
I think what makes it real special to me is just primarily, I'm a songwriter. So to be able to, it's fun going up and down Broadway. It's fun going to shows, things like that. But what I find the most value is being around like places like Midtown, and going to Whiskey Jam, and going to the Listening Room or Bluebird, places like that. Be around songwriters. It's art. And what I like and what I'm wanting to create is I want to build a niche and be one of those guys that's part of that community of songwriters that not only as an artist, but the lyrics are there.
As a songwriter, the most time you're in the background.
Sure.
And now your star is getting bigger and bigger, and you're getting more and more to the public's more and more to the public. And how it is now, did you find out, oops, I cannot go, as example, unknown to the grocery store?
Right, yeah, so it's kind of like Miranda Lambert had that song, Famous in a Small Town. And I live in a small town back in Florida. So, you know, I've been real fortunate that I've had a lot of support, you know, from friends, family, you know, just my community. I got a solar company back in Florida, All American Solar, so a lot of people in there see me helping them with their energy bills and things like that. And, you know, just being in the aspect of a entrepreneur, you know, blue collar worker, visionary, but then also being a musician. It's such a cool like way it intertwines. And yeah, a lot of places I go now, you know, outside of the friends in my circle, I'm getting more and more people noticing who I am, especially now that this record's dropped. You know, they're paying more attention, but I'm just real humbled by it. And it's cool because I like to get to know people. I mean, even Uber drivers, you know, like I had a Uber driver today, Tucson, and he's driven me like a couple times, and you know, just being able to build those relationships, that's like the best part about it.
Can we have, by the way, to the end of the interview, a little example of the quality of your voice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then start to sing.
Right now?
Yes.
Sure. All right. This song that I have is I'll do a cover. How about this? Yeah, I was sitting there selling turnips on a flatbed truck, crunching on a pork rind when she pulled up. She had to be thinking this is where rednecks come from. She had Hollywood written on her license plate. She was lost and looking for the interstate, needing directions, but I was the man for the job. I told her way up yonder past the caution light, there's a little country store with an old Coke sign. You gotta stop and ask Miss Bell for some of her sweet tea. Then a left will take you to the interstate, but a right will bring you right back here to me.
Awesome. So, folks, in fact, you know all his websites. When you find now more information about him, or you stay here on Country Music News International, we keep you posted what is the next project from him and who will be on his next record. Have a great day here from Nashville, Tennessee.